Namaste everyone. How are you all? I hope everyone is fine. Students, today I am going to address the students of grade 4. Do you remember our previous class? What had we done in our previous class? Okay, if you remember our previous class, we had gone for the discussion of personal hygiene. How can we maintain personal hygiene? Isn't it? We had discussed on so many of the points related to personal hygiene and also on the importance of personal hygiene. So, students, talking about today's topic, we are going to discuss on the topic related to sanitation, related to environment, okay? And our topic is healthy environment and healthy life. We will be discussing on this topic in today's class, and we will learn how to make the environment healthy. How can we recycle the waste? How can we manage them? And so on, okay? And before moving into today's topic, let me drag your attention towards the word written on the board. So, let's see here the first word, that is contaminate. Contaminate means to make something dirty by adding. To make something dirty by adding something on it, that is contaminate, okay? And disposal. Disposal means to get rid of something or to throw away something, that is disposal. To get rid of something. And number 3, compost. Compost means it is the mixture of plants, animals' dung, etc. Okay, it is the mixture of plants or animals' dung, and it does not harm the environment. Okay. Next is waste. Waste means the things that are no longer needed, the things that are not needed and that are thrown away because we don't need them anymore. And number 5, it's pit. Pit means a hole that is dug on the ground, that we dig on the ground. A hole that we dig on the ground is pit. Okay. Now, the word environment, it's not a new word to you, isn't it? What is environment? Environment, it is the surrounding around us where we live. Yes? Let's see here. The natural world around us is called the environment. Environment, it is the natural world where the natural world around us is called the environment, isn't it? So, the surrounding around us where we live is the environment itself. Many plants and animals, they live in the environment. Okay? And in the environment, there are natural things as well as artificial things. Human beings also, they depend on the environment to fulfill their basic needs. Human beings, they obtain food, clothes, shelter, air, water, timber, clothes and many more things from the environment. Okay? Human beings, moreover, they are dependent on the environment for their survival. And human beings also, they are the ones who is responsible to take care of the environment. Human beings, we ourselves, being social animal, we must be responsible to take care of the environment, but still we are the ones who are destroying the environment, who are polluting the environment. Human activities, there are different human activities that are responsible in polluting the environment. Like we throw dust, dirt, garbage, sewage everywhere, wherever we want, and that is how the environment gets polluted. The smoke that comes out from the vehicles, industries also, that also cause environment pollution. The air gets polluted, isn't it? And throwing different types of garbage, sewage nearby the sources of water also pollutes the environment. It pollutes water and it creates water pollution, right? So, human beings, they must be responsible to take care of the environment, because we get many things from the environment and it's our duty to protect our environment as well. Also, the environment which is free from pollution is called a healthy environment. Let's see here, healthy environment. The environment which is free from pollution is called a healthy environment. And the environment is healthy, then only we can lead a healthy life. Otherwise, the polluted environment, it spreads many diseases. We need to suffer a lot. That's why we must take care of the environment, and since healthy environment only helps us to lead a healthy life, we must try to keep the environment healthy. Okay, let's see the ways to maintain a healthy environment. Then the ways to maintain a healthy environment. How can we maintain healthy environment? As I told, human beings, they are responsible in polluting the environment, but they are also responsible. They can also improve the environment. They are the ones who can make the environment healthy. So let's discuss on the points by which we can make our environment healthy. Number first, afforestation should be encouraged and deforestation should be discouraged. Well, here the terms afforestation and deforestation are used. Afforestation means planting of trees. The planting of trees is afforestation, whereas the cutting down of trees is deforestation. Okay, and this point says we must plant more trees. The people around us must be encouraged to plant more number of trees instead of cutting them down. Okay, people, they cut down trees to make settlement areas, and that creates many natural calamities as well. So that should not be done. Instead, we must encourage every people around us to plant more trees instead of cutting them down. Okay, and number two, garbage and sewage should be disposed properly. Garbage means solid waste. The solid waste that comes out from the house, industries, factories, that is garbage. And sewage means the liquid waste. The liquid waste that is also released from house, factories, industries, hospitals, that is sewage. And in order to keep our environment healthy, garbage and sewage also must be disposed properly. They must be thrown in a certain place only. Okay. Number three, sewage, industrial waste and waste from hospitals should be treated properly before their disposal. Also, sewage, as I told, liquid waste that is released from industries and factories or also from hospitals, that should be disposed or that should be treated properly before throwing them. That should be treated. Okay, those waste should not be thrown everywhere. They must have certain area to be thrown. Okay, and next is mixing of sewage, garbage and other waste in the sources of water should be stopped. Okay, we know that there are various sources of water, river, ponds, lakes, these all are the sources of water, and we also drink water coming from one of those sources only, isn't it? And what happens if we mix waste materials into the sources of water, and whenever we need to drink the same water, what happens? We suffer from diseases like dysentery, cholera, isn't it? That's why the mixing of various garbages into the water sources should be stopped very fast, as soon as possible. Okay. The next point is use of compost manure should be increased instead of chemical fertilizers. Okay. Compost means the mixture of plants or dead animals, that is compost, isn't it? And compost, it doesn't harm the environment as well. The plants and animals, whenever they are buried into certain area, they turn out to be compost. They turn out to be compost manure. And when that compost manure is used in the growth of plants, while we plant fruits and vegetables or other plants, and if compost manure is used, they can be grown up very easily and they are healthy to consume as well. But instead of using compost manure, if we use chemical fertilizers, the chemical fertilizers, although they can help the plants to grow properly, but those plants that are grown from chemical fertilizers are unhealthy. When we consume the fruits or vegetables or any other eatables that is grown using chemical fertilizers, that harm us directly or indirectly. That is why we must always encourage the people to use compost manure rather than chemical fertilizers. Okay. Now, next is use of solar energy, wind energy and hydroelectricity should be increased, and the use of petroleum products like coal, petrol, diesel should be decreased. Okay. What does this point say here is use of solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectricity energy should be encouraged. Why? Solar energy, it is obtained from sun, isn't it? Wind energy, it is obtained from wind, and hydroelectricity obtained from water, from the running water, isn't it? And sun, wind, water, they are natural sources, right? And do they cost money or not? No, they are obtained freely in nature. We don't need to buy them, isn't it? But regarding petroleum products like petrol, diesel, coal, are they obtained freely to us? No, we must pay in order to get them, isn't it? That's why the natural sources, the use of natural sources must be increased, and the use of natural sources do not pollute the environment as well, but those petroleum products, they pollute the environment. And regarding the economy of the country as well, the use of natural resources, they help to raise the economy of the country as well. Okay. And next point, use of plastic bags should be banned. Bags of jute, paper, etc. should be used instead of plastic bags. Why is it said so? Plastic bags, they do not decay easily. They remain on the soil for a long time. Okay. It takes thousands of years for a single plastic to decay. That's why it pollutes the environment. The use of plastic bags, it pollutes the environment. That's why instead of plastic bags, either jute bags or paper bags must be encouraged to use. Okay, because jute, papers, they can decay easily, whereas plastic, it takes thousands of years to decay. Okay. So, students, these are the ways by which we can maintain a healthy environment, and we must work together from today in order to make our environment healthy. Okay. Now, let me take you to the next topic, that is solid waste. What are solid waste? Different kinds of waste are released from our house daily as well, isn't it? And from other organizations as well, like from industries, factories, hospitals, and from other sectors as well. Various wastes are released out daily, and the waste, they may be in liquid state or in solid state as well as in gaseous state as well. But here we are going to discuss on solid waste, because most of the waste that is released from every sectors, it is moreover solid waste only. Okay. So, what are solid waste? The waste materials that exist in solid state are called solid waste. For example, peel of fruits and vegetables, meat bones, waste foods, plastics, waste papers, animal dung, human excreta, pieces of leather and clothes, etc. These are the examples of solid waste. So, the waste that exist in solid state are called solid waste or garbages. Garbage are also the solid waste, okay. And the examples: peel of fruits and vegetables, the outer covering of fruits and vegetables that we do not eat, the waste food that is about to be thrown. Those are the examples of solid waste. And solid waste also, some of the solid waste they decay, whereas some of them they do not decay, or they take many years to decay, okay. And on this basis, on which solid waste decay and that do not decay, the solid waste are divided into two major groups. That is, first one is biodegradable waste and next is non-biodegradable waste. They are divided on the basis of decaying, okay, decaying and non-decaying matters. Now, let us see here what are biodegradable waste. The solid waste that decay easily are called biodegradable waste. That means these biodegradable waste, they can decay easily. Whenever they are thrown, they can decay easily, and if they decay, they do not harm the environment, okay. And next is, and the biodegradable waste example includes peel of fruits and vegetables, animal dung, human excreta, used parts of plants, dead bodies of plants, animals, etc. And also the waste that is derived from plants and animals that can be decayed easily, okay. The waste obtained from plants and animals can be decayed easily, and whenever they are left in soil on the land for some time or for some days, they decay, and whenever they decay, they turn out to be compost manure and they do not harm the environment as well, okay. Now, moving on to next, that is non-biodegradable waste. The solid waste that do not decay easily are called non-biodegradable waste. For example, plastic bags, pieces of glass, metal cans, light bulbs, etc. Okay, as we told, biodegradable waste they can decay easily, whereas non-biodegradable waste they cannot decay easily, they do not decay easily. Even they decay as well, they take many years, thousands of years to decay. And what happens when they are thrown on the land? What happens? They remain on the soil for many years, but since they take long period of time to decay, they just pollute the environment only. They harm the environment, okay. That is why. And non-biodegradable waste, they do not decay due to the action of microbes. Understood? Now, let me take you to the methods of waste disposal. How can we dispose waste? How can we manage the waste of the environment? Well, every day from every houses, waste are released out, are thrown out, okay, and they must be disposed. And the waste from cities, is released more rather than village, and it's very difficult to dispose the waste that is produced in city areas as well, okay. But let's discuss on how can we dispose the waste that is produced every day. The first method is by recycling. Recycling is one of the method by which we can dispose the waste. It is the process of treating the things that have already been used before. See here, it is the process of treating the things that have already been used before. That means whenever they turn out to something else, they can be used before. The things that are treated in such a way that they can again be used before is called recycling, okay. And recycling, the waste of plastics, they are sent to plastic factories and they are turned out to be something else, so that we can reuse them again, so that they can be used again, okay. Whereas glass, metals, they are also sent to certain factories and they can also be recycled. Like the water bottles, the thrown water bottles, if we can recycle them, they can be changed into many decorative items as well, isn't it? And we can also make them to store something inside them. So in that way they can be recycled. That is one of the way by which we can dispose waste, that is recycling. Okay, and next is sanitary landfill method. The second method by which we can dispose solid waste is sanitary landfill method. And what is it? It is the process of burying a large amount of waste materials under the earth. That means when large amount of waste is collected in a certain place and if they are buried down the earth, then that process is called sanitary landfill method. And in order to construct a sanitary landfill, it should be constructed away from the residential areas, away from the agricultural areas. Okay, residential areas means the area where people live. Away from those areas it should be constructed, so that it does not harm the life of any people, it does not harm the life of any animals or plants as well. And its foul smell also, it creates pollution in the environment, isn't it? That's why after it is buried down the ground, it should be covered up with the soil, so that the foul smell do not transfer outside. Okay. And next is incineration. The third way by which we can dispose solid waste is by incineration method. And what is it? It is the process of burning the waste materials at a very high temperature, that is above 1000 degrees Celsius. Okay, see here, sanitary landfill. In this method we bury large amount of waste into the ground. Okay, whereas in incineration we burn the waste in very high temperature. And incineration is also carried out in incinerators or furnaces, and that should also be done away from the residential areas, so that the harmful smoke that is released while burning does not harm the people living in the certain areas. Okay, that is sanitary landfill and incineration that should be carried out away from the residential areas, so that the people, the animals, the plants don't get affected. Let's move on to next topic, that is reduce, reuse and recycle. They are also called the 3 R's. Okay, reduce starts from R, reuse starts from R, recycle also starts from R. So as a whole they are known as the 3 R's, and the 3 R's is also very useful in order to dispose the waste that is not needed. Okay, now let's see here the first one, that is reduce. To reduce environmental pollution, we should reduce the amount and number of waste. At first we must try to reduce the waste, we must try to reduce the waste products that we release daily. They should be reduced. That is the first way by which we can control, we can have a healthy environment if we reduce the waste. And next is reuse. Reuse. Old books and papers can be used by students. Old plastic bags, tin cans can be used to store things that help to reduce pollution. As we told, reuse means to use the same things that can be reused. Okay, the things that can be used again, that is reuse. And regarding reuse, the old books, papers that can be reused by the students, isn't it? The books that is used by one person can be reused by next one. And similarly, the plastic bags, bottle cans, they can be used to store other things, and that is how we can reduce environmental pollution and we can lead a healthy life as well. And next is recycle, the third R in 3 R's, that is recycle. Recycle, as we have already discussed, it is the process of treating the things that have already been used before. So, some waste like broken plastics, broken plastic materials, broken glasses, used papers, etc. can be recycled to make new things. This process helps to reduce environment pollution and hence we can lead a healthy life. That is, the things that we have already used, they can be recycled to make something new and they can be used again. Okay, so that process is called recycle process. So these are the 3 R's that also helps to reduce environmental pollution and we can have healthy environment, hence we can lead a healthy life. So students, we discussed on environment, healthy environment, ways to maintain healthy environment, ways of disposing waste, and also methods of waste disposal, and we learned the types of solid waste as well, isn't it? Okay, I hope you have got the chapter well. Now this much for today. We will meet in next class with next topic. Thank you for today.